Here are some of the things that I thought about along the way that have intercultural implications. Power dynamics. In all complaints, there is a power differential between the complainant and the accused. That's why it becomes a complaint, right? Misuse of power or position. But there is likely to be a power differential between the complainant and the support person as well. If we hope for wholeness in the person with whom we walk, then as support persons, we must decenter our own needs and desires, even our own solutions, in favor of those of the complainant. We are there to provide appropriate support and advice, but never speaking for the complainant or decentering the complainant in the process. We stand as persons to support the complainant in reclaiming their power through bringing these issues to light. In this way, perhaps we can help in the healing. There is also a power differential between those who represent the institution and the complainant and support person. Hopefully, those who shepherd these complaints for the institution are aware of power dynamics, but sometimes it will be up to us as support to point out when power is at play, even if it seems as minor as use of acronyms or insider language. As support persons, one of our roles is to promote clarity and transparency such that the complainant can make the best possible decisions. About culture. Communication styles are culturally learned. Direct communicators expect the meaning to be fully in the words. Indirect communicators expect to read between the lines and may be looking for meaning around the words. Body language, response time to emails, and tone as examples. As support persons, knowing our own communication style is important, and equally important is understanding the communication styles of the complainant and those who are shepherding the complaint on behalf of the institution. Here is an example from my experience as a support person. Though I come from a more indirect communication culture, I have learned to be more direct over the years. I realized that the complainant with whom I was working read something into an email that I had not intended, read between the lines, as is appropriate to the complainant's culture. When I realized that this was happening, it was a clue to me to provide some assurances as to how I would conduct myself in the support role. Assurances like, as much as possible, communication with the institution would come from the complainant, not the support person. When it was necessary or advantageous for me as the support person to communicate with the institution, I would check the messages first with the complainant. If time did not allow, I would copy the complainant on any communication and leave the door open for the complainant to express a different message. Even in the relationship between the support person and the complainant, we need to understand communication styles. Added to this is the propensity for bias in the system. We must be aware of age. Younger complainants may be treated differently from more mature persons. If we're traveling with a younger complainant, we should listen and watch for biases related to age. We should listen for any stereotyping and other biases related to race or ethnicity, including minimizing the weight of the complaint. We should listen and watch for biases related to gender, gender identity, or sexual orientation. And we may have to listen for all of these biases at once, depending on the identities of the person with whom we walk. As support persons, we must be courageous if we sense that these biases are at work in the complaint process. Shame and courage. For some cultures, the stuff the complaints are based on is shameful. While all complainants may feel shame, Complainants that come from cultures where the subject of the complaint is taboo carry an additional burden. It takes courage for the complainant to come forward when a public airing, even among a few people, may bring shame on the individual, family, or community. Understanding this extra cultural burden is helpful in supporting the complainant to make appropriate decisions in each step of the process along the way. There is much more to be said about power and privilege, culture and bias in this process, but I've tried to provide some highlights to spark your thinking as you contemplate this important task.